What it is, y'all, it is your old boy Pilg, and I'm coming back at you with a much overdue video here. We're talking today about Boss 1-7. This is the third to last boss in this event. I know I'm way overdue on this, but I'm going to be bringing these videos to you guys this evening so that tomorrow morning before the events run out, because I believe we've got, 2 days and 3 hours to finish this. I want to give you guys plenty of time to finish this. So this is the team I'm using. Now, don't get too excited that all the assists are max limit broken. I will tell you from experience, and you'll see when we get in here, there's a good possibility we could S-clear this with this team. Now, that means that these assists, you do not have to have max limit broken. They just happen to be the assists that I'm using for this particular run. If there's one cautionary thing I would say, it's that you need to focus on defenses as much as possible. This event sucks. It is no fun for so many reasons. So let's talk about the assists real quick. Obviously, adventure-wise, I'm running Haruhime, the new Argo, Line, who's a sack, Winter Haruhime, who actually probably on your team would be best fit with a unit that does strength and magic buff. You have to remove both strength and magic. I have a few units that do that, but you need an AoE that does it. B, with her heals and with the other things she does in the MP regen, I'm using her. Though I gotta be real, she does have some faults, and we'll talk about that when we get in there. I am using this eye so that she basically debuffs AoE damage and debuffs guard rate, and then of course Fina for a little bit of extra damage. Now, assist-wise, starting from the end here, I am using this Freya. Now, Freya is not the best unit for a magic unit, but I think she's really good here because she debuffs the incoming damage, so we don't take as much, basically buffs our units against AoE damage once she drops on the team, and she does 15% magic. Now, if you don't have her max limit broken, that's fine. She'll do 8% for AoE damage and 10% magic, and that's more than enough for this event, because we're already going to kill this event turn 9, maybe turn 10. So you got plenty. Like, literally, we're killing this in less than half the time it should take. This is going to be an S-clear run. Hopefully. I emphasize hopefully. You'll see what I mean when I get in there, and that's why I say you got to pay close attention to defenses. Now, my two units that do buff and debuff, that being Sword Maiden. Thank you. Words. Sword Maiden and Ryu. Almost called her Ryu because I'm going to get the anniversary coming up. Reveria. These two units I have had max limit broken for an extremely long time. If I'm completely honest, these two units are kind of not necessary to max limit break in this situation. They'll do 10% instead of 15% for the buff and debuff on thunder damage. And I'll show you when we get in there why I say to use thunder on this team. But irrelevantly, if you only have them like 1 or 2 bonds, you're still great. Notice I'm sacking these units. Like, both these units are to come in, do their thing, and then get the hell out of dodge. And the reason for that is because most of the time these units are not max limit broken on my part. These just happen to be two that I worked on very extensively, and they just happen to be in the situation they're in. So if yours are not max limit broken, not a big deal. Same with the new Hestia coming up here. The Hestia that I have on Winter Haruhime, that Hestia basically just buffs her outgoing AoE damage 15%. If you don't have her, if you have another unit that buffs AoE outgoing damage, that's the most important thing. Now, you can do this with single target units. If you don't have Fina and or Argonaut, you could do this with single target units if you so wish. Just make sure that they're units that hit really hard, and focus on, I believe it's Elfie, the one that actually does the buffing. Focus on her, because then you get rid of those buffs, the other unit's going to fall pretty quickly. At that point, you would use an assist that does single target damage. It's just a matter of optimizing your team for what you do, and you'll see when I get in there what it means. But for now, if you don't have her max limit broken, ain't no big deal. I always use Artemis whenever possible. If you don't have Artemis max limit broken, we're about to get a bunch of stuff in this game where if you need to, you probably could find her. Good luck. I wish you the best of luck on that. because if you don't have her, she's amazing. She's the best unit for a situation like this to buff physical damage. That's why I have her on here. Plain and simple. If you don't have her max limit broken, just use whatever unit gives you the biggest physical buff. That's the best thing you can do in this situation. And that's why I have her there. And of course, Casino Seer, she's not max limit broken on your team. She's 66% SA gauge instead of 100. It's basically the difference in one turn by the end of this. So it's really not that big of a deal. Let's go and jump in and I'll show you why I say defenses are such a really critical thing. You got to be on point with your defenses, because if not, you're going to get slaughtered. Now, you'll notice I'm not doing defenses with Winter Haruhime. I will do them on turn 3, not turn 1, because Argo already does 30%, she does 35%. It's fairly negligible at this point in the game. Plus, once Fina comes in, that's when I really need to double down on defenses. So for now, we're going to do Snow Silver to regen some of this MP. It is worth noting they are going to buff at the end of this turn. They'll buff their magic and, their magic and strength. It happens so late in the turn, there's nothing I can really do about it. I have to wait till the next one. So unless you have somebody that is an AoE that reduces those buffs and is a slow skill, that's the only way it'd be advisable to do on this first turn. So let's go ahead and do Spotlight, Snow Silver, Heroic Showdown, and Akane. Bam. There she goes. Yeah, see, like I said, it is Elfie that does those buffs. So you go on single target, take her out absolutely first. Now, you will notice that she is down 35% for Thunder. That's going to go down even a little bit more. Basically, she's down 20% naturally and then down 40% for Water. But if I go over here to Alicia, on the other hand, is down 40% for Thunder, 55% after my debuffs, and down 20% for Earth. She's up 40% for Water. So best thing you can do is split the difference and just attack with a Thunder team. If you wanted to go single target, you could, but I think it's a bit silly. I think this is a much, much, much better tactic. Now, because they're buffed, we are going to have to do Dancing Snow. Be careful about that. Do not let a single turn go by without doing something with those buffs, because they will kill you. They are brutal when it comes to that. Absolutely brutal. One of the biggest mistakes I make is I always forget to debuff on turn 6, and that kills me. Okay. Now, I will say Eyes is dead, but that's what I mean. So let's go back in here and let's restart this. There's a likelihood that that could happen. I'm going to be real. I didn't get a chance to buff defenses on... oops, no, we're 1-7. I didn't get a chance to buff defenses on Fina, so there's a very good likelihood things like that can happen. If it does, whatever, just go back in and restart. Akane, buff, Spotlight, and Snow Silver. Because remember, like she's just relying on her natural defenses. She hasn't received a buff yet, so it's pretty important we pay close attention to that. Once again, we're going to go ahead and do Luminescence. I'm going to do Dancing Snow. Dancing Snow is not going to remove this altogether. It's just going to basically make sure that it's gone by the end of the turn. Well, actually, most of it will be. The resistances will stay an extra turn, but Strength and Magic... Actually, Magic's up 4 turns. Anyway, it'll be gone after the next turn. Strength is going down, and that's fairly important. Turn 2, we're going to do all of this stuff. Now, the best case scenario is that they pick on other units and don't... Okay, there, that's good. It had me worried there. I won't lie, it had me worried. So now I've got to do Snow Illusion to get those defenses up. And they're already debuffed, so that's good. Snow Illusion's the only thing I've really got to do here. And with her, I'm going to go ahead and do our debuff here. We'll buff and debuff. Okay? So that debuff she does is really, really, really important to the long game. So don't forget to do that. And then we'll do her Super Thunder magic attack. All right? There's strength buff gone. Yeah, magic's the only thing left. All right, so magic's going to be gone at this turn, so there's no point in me doing Dancing Snow. We're going to take a little bit of extra damage, but it's not the end of the world. And there go their debuffs. Now, turn 6 is where I really, 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 really need to pay super close attention. I always have a bad habit of forgetting to do it on turn 6. If you do not debuff again on turn 6, they will kill somebody. And once the dominoes start falling, that's that. You're not going to finish it. I hate to say that, but the reality is the more targets they have, the more spread out their damage is. Now, there are these rare circumstances where they will take one target and they will just smash that target to absolute smithereens. It sucks. It is no fun to be on the receiving end of that. If it happens, just restart. Ain't no big deal. I feel bad Eyes is deceased. It is not the preference by a long shot, so it will rip our S clear, unfortunately. Whew. Okay. At least Haruhime was able to heal that. I saw them just double down on Haruhime, and that's that part I don't like. So this turn we're going to do Dancing Snow, and I'm going to do an essay with Argonaut. I think I called him Bell earlier. Argonaut. It's like that whole Cassandra and Daphne thing. Just can't get names straight, apparently. All right. It's, like I said, it's really important here, because after they buff, life sucks. So hopefully we can get this debuff in before they buff again. Now, you'll see Argonaut's going to hit him really, really hard here. That's why I really like him a lot. Boom! Love it. Now, they will debuff from time to time. There we go. Whew! The nice part is, if you get off Argonaut's SA, it is a 60% MP regen at the end of a turn. That is a lifesaver. Lifesaver. All right. So to go back to... You know what? I'm actually going to use Dancing Snow to the end of this match just to be on the safe side. Everything looks good here, but I'm just going to be cautious at this point. We've got 2, maybe 3 turns tops to the end here. We're just going to try to get one more SA with Argo. Look at that damage. Girl, remove those buffs, please. All right. Turn 8. Once again, we're just spamming all this. And that's why I say, don't kill Argo. Please don't kill Argo. Okay. Perfect. Like I said, even with this team, I mean, obviously this is designed to eliminate a lot of people. I mean, that's legitimately what this event is designed to do. It is a thing. You know what? I just realized his buffs are gone. They removed his buffs. So I'm going to have to rebuff on this turn. That also means I've got to redo that. Well, actually, you know what? He'll do that with his thing. So it is not going to be a turn 9 end then. I just happened to notice that. If I hadn't paid attention to that, that would have been a solid rip. Do not kill Fina, please. Perfect. Excellent. 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 And I think we can call this a rip run. Let's go. Or not a rip run. Thank goodness not a rip run, but a rip event. We got this one in the bag now. He should hit for a phenomenal sum. And once we do that, that will be the end of this run. No! How did she survive that? Okay, well, that's fine. Hubris. Oh, you know what it was? Haruhime's buff was gone too, so there you go. Alright, so not the S clear. I completely forgot they removed the buffs, but it still is turn 11, and it is what it is. Well, let me double check. I think turn 9 is S clear. I mean, it's going to say S clear because I've already S cleared it, but there you go. So let's see here. What is the conditions? Yeah, turn 9. So not quite an S clear. But as you can see, if you don't have these, if you don't have the assists max limit broken, that is going to be fine. You will still finish it in 15 turns, and that is very respectable. You just got to be really, really, really careful with those defenses. And I mean really careful. Really careful. And as I showed you at the beginning, sometimes you just get unlucky. Don't get frustrated. Restart. Second time was lucky. I finished it. So there you go. That's the team. You don't have to use Thunder, but I do recommend it. If you can debuff another one, go for it. My S clear was with a dark team, in fact. So there is that. Just be really careful with those defenses. If you are not careful with those defenses, you're going to get killed. Good luck. Let me know what team you guys use in the comments section down below. If you made it this far in the video, drop a hashtag in the comments section down below. Just hashtag RipBoss1-7. Or RipBoss, yeah, it's RipBoss1-7, even though the dash is going to kill the... This is RipBoss7. How about that? Just RipBoss7 in the comments section. That'll be the video. Like, comment, share. I'll catch you guys on the next one. And good freaking luck. You're going to need it on this one. The next two are going to be a lot easier. I'll have those out in the morning for you.